Hi there, welcome to the Nomadic Owl Oracle. My name is Jessica, and this is going to be the general weekly read for all zodiac signs for the week of March the 4th until March the 10th. That is a Monday through Sunday. Again, this is a general reading, so it's not going to be specific as far as for love, career, finance, whatever the case may be. Do keep that in mind with this reading. Also, I read in energies. I apologize about my animals. You saw my dog Maya, and that's my cat Ayana. So I read in energies. I do not read based on the sexes. It is based on whatever comes through in the reading. If this resonates for you, you will know as you watch this. If not, please just leave it. Also, check your sun, moon, and rising sign. You can find that on Google or on Cafe Astrology. There is a couple other things I want to point out, guys, is I sit with the cards prior to doing the reading after I shuffle them. So I've already prayed, meditated, and done my normal procedure, before starting this reading. So the cards are already pulled, and I have sat with them and gotten any feedback that I have been provided so far from my guides and creator. Another thing is I do cuss at times. So if you do not like cussing, please click off this because I am going to be my true authentic self when I do my readings. So guys, for this week, I pulled us 3 cards and they are from the Alice Wonderland Oracle. It's one of my favorite decks that I have. I like it a lot because it's very specific in certain circumstances. I apologize if you hear things in the background. I have a very small house, and apparently my animals want to act crazy now that I'm home and doing a reading. So I apologize, guys. Anyways, so for the first card that we have for this week, we have the Curiosor and the Curiosor. It stands for discovery, inquiry, weirdness, and curiosity. So this card is talking about a time of, being in an unknown place, maybe in new circumstances, in a new job, in a new place. Maybe you've moved, maybe you've made new friends, maybe you're taking a new class, something of that sort. And you're finding out that these things might be a little bit odd and strange to you, but you are also learning a lot about yourself, about your community, about the experiences, and you're open to that at this time. The next card that we have is use your time well. It says make every moment count. However, it is in the reverse. So when this card comes in the reverse, guys, it's talking about, maybe people are trying to get you off your path. People are trying to steer you in another direction intentionally because they want to manipulate the situation. Maybe they see that you're changing. Maybe they see that you're trying to go in a new direction and they don't like that. So they might intentionally be trying to steer you back the way that they want you to go. Unfortunately, people do things like that. And that's not always the best of circumstances, but it's talking about at this time, be cautious of who you're trusting and what you're believing in. Be cautious of how much time and energy you give to people. And if somebody doesn't seem to be receptive to your input, to your circumstances, and they don't seem to care about you overall, then maybe step back your energy a little bit and step back away from that because that will not be good for you. Then the last card that we have for this week, it says follow your own good advice. It says trust yourself. You know what is best for you. However, it's in the reverse. So when this card comes up in the reverse, I think it's saying mainly is you need to learn how to trust your own insight. You have good advice that you give to others. You also, your intuition, your internal dialect that you have going on, the things that you're picking up on, they are there to help you. And sometimes, like me personally, I do the same fucking thing. Let's be real. I will get information and I might just kind of blow it off or push it aside because I don't necessarily feel that it's something that's vital, or maybe I don't like what the hell it's telling me. I mean, let's be real. So if that's the case, it's saying to you at this time, you have to follow your own intuition. In the reverse, you're blocking the things that you're blocking yourself from that inner knowledge, from that inner strength, and from the signs that you're being given by your guides, by your ancestors, angels, creator, whatever you want to call it. You are not letting it flow like it should, and you're blocking yourself. So looking at these cards, I think what it's saying to you is to make sure that, yes, you're in this new phase. You're moving forward in a new direction, and things are unstable. They're kind of uncertain. You don't know which way to go. You're trying to adapt to it. And there are people that mean well for you, and there's also people that don't want you to succeed. So with that being the case, you need to make sure that you're following your own intuition, your own internal guidance to know, hey, should I trust this person, or this person's full of shit, or whatever the case is. You know yourself what that applies to. You know if somebody doesn't feel right when they're talking to you or when they're doing certain things. If it's not resonating with you, then you know that that person or that circumstance isn't quite what it's represented itself to be. So trust yourself more, trust your intuition more, trust your inner knowing that it's your inner your inner compass, if I could talk, trying to steer you in the direction that you need to go. So guys, that is my intuitive take on this. Now I'm going to read from the book the actual meanings of these cards. If I pick up anything else intuitively while I'm doing this, I am going to give you that information as well. And I apologize about all the activity going on. Like I said, I live in a small place, and I have been, trying to accommodate people, but I can't make my animals go in another room because they'll just act crazier. So for the first card, guys, that we have is the Curiosor and the Curiosor. It says discovery, inquiry, weirdness, and curiosity. Okay. So for this card, it says, when we enter new surroundings and allow ourselves to discover the wonders that lie within us, we often find ourselves feeling fascinated and filled with awe at what is taking place. When everything seems very new and exciting, we can be filled with the kind of wonder that is most often thought to belong to children. The truth is, we can all tap into whatever wonder we want to, again and again. We can all be filled with curiosity and experience the desire to explore and discover. This is where you find yourself when this card is pulled. You might believe what is taking place is weird or odd, and indeed it might be. You might be discovering things about yourself that you would once have thought impossible or even denied. But now you know you have so much within you that you are only just beginning to know all of who you truly are. When this takes place, just like Alice, we grow. Of course, this does not mean that you will literally get bigger, but you will be growing as a human. You are having a new experience, and this creates an expansive sense of possibility. This can seem quite uncomfortable and again strange, but it is also wonderful that you are growing in this way. So you may find yourself in weird places with new people amongst unfamiliar behaviors, and you may be changing, growing, developing, and discovering. Do not fret at the discomfort. Try to stay with the wonder of the newness of all about you. Open up, reach out, and extend yourself to grow. It says new and unfamiliar places and surroundings. A general lack of familiarity, a fascinating turn of events, growth amid strange customs and people, changing as a person, new interests and talents are being discovered at this time. So things are changing in your life, and you're having to adapt and adjust to that. And maybe right now you just feel a little bit unsteady, unstable because of this. You're not familiar with the current things that are going on, but you are going to learn a lot. You are going to grow as a person. This could be spiritually, mentally, physically, whatever the case may be. The things that are currently surrounding you, they are there to teach you, to show you something, and maybe bring you into a new phase in your life. So for the second card, we had the use your time well, make every moment count. However, it was in the reverse, guys. So it says, with this being in the reverse, it says, asking riddles that seem to have no answer may seem like a waste of time, but sometimes it leads to discovery. Excuse me, I had a hiccup. When we allow ourselves to ask questions that may have no discernible answer, we might find out valuable things and unearth, I got cat fur in my nose, I'm sorry. And we may unearth what we truly think and believe. But there is another element to this card, as there are people who will waste your time not only by asking questions that have no answers, but by deliberately asking those questions and tending to take up your time. There are people in our lives who feel justified questioning, crying and wasting our time. It is up to you to decide what questions are worth answering, and those that serve no purpose can be left alone. Like Alice, you could find yourself becoming bothered by people's desire to confuse you. When this card comes, it is essential to create a safe space about yourself and to know what you are prepared to do, what you are prepared to withdraw from, and what you will leave well alone. Trust Alice on this. There are many people in the world with questions that will simply waste your precious time and you simply waste your precious time. Answer only those that bring you closer to the resolution or that will lead you to a greater and deeper way of experiencing the world. Some people love to feel that they are important enough to take up another's time for no sound reason at all. Do not let them waste your time. In the reverse, it's saying, be available to one and all. Exhausting yourself by answering questions that are not asked with the right intentions. Squandering your precious time. Lack of appreciation for your time. Being prepared to martyr yourself to help others. Feeling helpless like the victim of time. Spending time on unsolvable problems. Having little impact due to your time being wasted. Feeling pointlessly harassed. Okay, so I don't know what the hell's going on with you guys or what's going to be happening this week, but there are those that see you changing and maybe they don't like it. Maybe they don't want you to step forward into this new life, into this new phase in your life, into this new situation, and they're trying to block you from it. So at this point, you need to discern within yourself and test yourself and trust yourself fully to know that, hey, look, this doesn't feel right. This person's full of shit. This person's just like trying to bullshit me. Whatever the case may be, know that you are being given this information for a reason, to prepare yourself, to be prepared and ready so you know how to react. So if there's constantly somebody that's trying to get in the way of you moving forward or you doing something, maybe they're doing that intentionally to try to block you from the good that you are about to have coming into your life. Maybe somebody's jealous of you. Maybe somebody doesn't want you to leave them behind, so they do anything they can to keep you trapped in that situation. It's up to you how you move forward. But what this card is saying and what this reading is saying to you, you need to trust yourself more. And if something doesn't feel right, then usually it's not. There's a reason that it doesn't feel right. That is your intuition telling you that, hey, look, this is not for me, or this person doesn't have my best interests in mind, or this house, this job, this car is not what I need at this time. So take heed and pay attention to that information. The last card that we have is follow your own good advice, if I could talk. It says, trust yourself. You know what is best for you. So I'm trying to get it where you guys can see that. But it was in the reverse, guys. So with it being in the reverse, it says there are times when we become overwhelmed and begin to feel as if there would be nothing better at all than to collapse, cry, and to turn in on ourselves. If we have made an error or judgment, this is even more so. This is understandable, and we must be permitted to express who we are and how we feel. However, once Alice has cried about a seemingly unsolvable situation, about forgetting something very important, she tells herself that continuing to cry will have no use. This stern command to her emotions brings her back to the place where she can contemplate what is best to be done next. Anytime you make an error, it can be helpful to grieve a little for the difficulty you have created. But once you have done this, continuing with the sadness serves no real purpose. It is best to follow Alice's example. Cry, then stop, and follow your own good advice and your own good sense. Receiving this card means that you know what you need to do. You need to clear ground and center yourself so that you can contemplate what to do next. This card also says that you do not know what is best for you, and often that you do know. Let me retrack on that. I apologize. This card also says that you do know what is best for you and often give yourself excellent advice. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with this, but it's making me nervous, making me want to read super fast, guys. So it says, but that you don't often follow it. So you have good advice for yourself and you're not following it. You're ignoring your own advice. You're ignoring your own intuition. You're ignoring the signs, the synchronicities, or whatever the hell is going on. It says you are being gently advised to settle yourself emotionally, to think through a problem, and to stop asking yourself to follow others and not your own good advice. Perhaps treating yourself like a close friend or a dear child will help you to move calmly forward without criticizing yourself too harshly for the situation you currently find yourself in. You can change this if you follow your own good sense. So it's saying whatever is going on at this time, whatever has happened and transpired or about to happen or transpired, it's saying that you need to not be so hard on yourself. You're human and we all make mistakes. We all have things that we do that we're not proud of, and sitting and harping on it for a long period of time. Can you give me 1 second, guys? Kenai. My cat is bullying my other cat right now. I don't know. He's such a dick sometimes. I love him to death, but Kenai is such an asshole sometimes. He beats up his little sister. So it's saying, make sure that you are not letting yourself be betrayed by others. Make sure that you are following your heart, following your guidance that you have going on with you, following all the information that you're being provided. Because if you ignore it and you don't listen, then you're going to block yourself and continue in this cycle. It says a refusal to listen to yourself, making the same mistake over and over, feeling that if you become emotional, others will step in to rescue you, thinking that all is doom and gloom, becoming bogged down emotionally, unable to think clearly. So you might have some intense situation that's going on right now in your life, and you might be feeling overwhelmed, and you might be feeling like you don't know how to move, and that's why you're like all unstable and stuff. Be careful who you keep your company with. Be careful what direction you move in. Sometimes things that are older things that we know aren't always the best things for us. Sometimes new situations and new people and new opportunities come into our life for a reason. And sometimes we just have to release the old and release the shit that's no longer serving us, whether that be a relationship, a job, a house that you live in, whatever the case fucking may be, man. If something is not good for you and it's being toxic and it's trying to keep you stuck and it's not letting you progress, whether that's a person, place, or thing, it's time to move on. Once you move on, then you will regain your self-confidence. You'll regain who you are and be able to move forward knowing confidently that you have made the best decision for yourself. You just need to trust yourself more and stop denying the signs, the synchronicities, the intuition, the things that you're being guided to see. If something feels fucked up, if you don't feel right about something and you're just like, man, I don't know why, I don't see anything, but something's just not right, then it's not fucking right. Be real with yourself. Don't deny yourself that and get stuck in some negative ass shit, because some people don't have our best intentions in mind. And that's sad, but it's true. Right now, I'm going to just point this out. We're about to go into the fucking retrograde, the Mercury retrograde. Do not sign any contracts until this shit's over with. Do not buy anything and sign papers for something major. Relationships, be careful. Like, if you might meet somebody, then they might seem like the greatest fucking thing in the world, and then like this retrograde thing goes over, and then you realize, man, this person's fucked up, or this shit isn't what it seems to be. So be careful. Keep that in mind. We also have a new moon that's coming up, I believe, tomorrow, which is Tuesday, which will help you with being able to bring in, like, new moons is all about, focusing on what you want to bring in for this next 30 days. So maybe do some affirmations, maybe write out, hey, I want to manifest this. I want this to come into my life. So if you're trying to get rid of all this negative shit, all these haters, all this things that's weighing you down, and move into the new, into a new area, release the old so you can bring in the new. Guys, I am here if you need me. This reading is fluid in time, so it can apply now, prior to, or after you watching this video, because my timing is always fluid in my readings. If you would like a personal reading, please contact me on here or contact me on my Facebook page, The Nomadic Owl Oracle. I do offer 8-card spread readings for $20. And guys, I hope that you have a great week. I will talk to you soon. Bye.